This is the first of a number of short recordings introducing the new EU Product Liability Directive. At the end of our series, you will agree that the new PLD is a game changer for manufacturers, importers, distributors, and other service providers. I will briefly deal with one of the key changes, the significant extension of the scope of covered products, economic actors, and damage positions. First, the new PLD uses a wider definition of products, in line with the reform's aim to adapt product liability law to the digital age. It applies for the first time explicitly to software and digital manufacturing files. Software is covered regardless of whether it is placed on the market as a standalone product or is subsequently incorporated as a component into other products. It includes operating systems, firmware, computer programs, applications, or AI systems. Only the source code is not considered as a product. Second, the new PLD significantly broadens the number of liable companies in the overall manufacturing and distribution chain. The manufacturer of a product or of a component having caused a defect are primarily liable as joint and several debtors. A market player that substantially modifies a product already placed on the market may also be liable as manufacturer. The same applies to a software developer. If the manufacturer is located outside the EU, the importer or, this is new, the authorized representative of the manufacturer may be held liable. If those are also located outside the EU, liability can shift to the fulfillment service provider. This is any entity offering in the course of commercial activity at least two of the following services: warehousing, packaging, addressing, and dispatching of a product. Exceptions apply for postal services and freight transport services only. If still nobody is available inside the EU, distributors and providers of online platforms are liable under certain conditions. Liability between all of the mentioned market players sometimes follows a layered scope, and small companies are privileged. The legislative objective is clear. Wherever the products come from, at least one market player is liable. Consumers often have the right to choose from several liable entities, or they will file claims against all of them at the same time. The entity sued must subsequently take recourse against other market players it considers responsible or more responsible. This will shift the often complex question who actually caused the defect in the first place to a later stage of the dispute. Third, new damage positions are introduced: medically recognized harm to psychological health and the destruction or corruption of data. In practice, the question of how to quantify the monetary value of these categories will often arise. In conclusion, the new law increases liability risks for all market players in the manufacturing and distribution chain. The consumer-friendly rules will undoubtedly lead to more litigation, in particular in light of parallel reforms such as the AI Liability Act and the Collective Redress Directive.